So hello, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Welcome to my very thoughtful world. As you guys know, I work hard to bring you all positive, powerful women who are pursuing their dreams and doing what they love for a living. And so tonight, I'm super excited to bring you guys Dr. Nicole Brown. Dr. Brown, please tell everybody about yourself.
Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Nicole Brown. I'm the founder of the Nurse Dolls. They're 18-inch dolls. I also have books and DVDs that go along with. There's so much light in here that go
Yeah.
along with the dolls to enhance the learning of the child. We want to introduce nursing to children. And this all started with my children. In 2019, my children were probably three, 5, and 7. And they were
Oh,
like,
wow.
Mom, what do? You have a white coat when you go to work. Are you a doctor? Are you a dentist? And I was like, no, I'm a nurse. What's a nurse? So this was back in 2009. There was nothing on the market. Even Amazon was like, they had old nurses, that they just had collector items for nursing dolls. So, and it was nothing on the market. So my children loved Dora the Explorer, and she had the videos, and then she had the books. Then she came out with the dolls, and I was like, okay, maybe I can do something like that with the nurses, to introduce nursing to children. So that's what I came up with. And then I own my own home health agency.
Okay.
And then I also have a nonprofit, Nursing STEM Success. Operation Santa Nurse is what we do for the holidays. We partner with Toys for Tots and a lot of other people, business owners in the community. I just received like 16 brand new bicycles and 5 boxes of toys this high yesterday. So on Sunday, I was putting stuff in storage, and I was like, oh my gosh, that was really nice. Of a local group of friends just got together, put all
That's
that
beautiful.
together. So that was really nice.
So tell me, are you still practicing nursing, or are you have your home?
I officially retired in April
Okay.
from nursing. And then this coming May in 2024 will be 30 years. So I officially I was able to walk away, and I just do my home health agency now, where I've hired, I have 2 full-time and 1 part-time. So I'm trying to phase out so I can be more independent and focused. 2024, we're going to do these dolls. Look, we just add workbooks. I know you can't see, the light is so strong. Oh, okay. We added workbooks. These are our free workbooks that are on the website at Nursing STEM Success. Excuse me, thenursedolls.com. The free workbooks. And we also have an interactive quiz that you can put in for your child, and it'll show what with their personality, what kind of nurse they can be. There are over 300 nursing careers. So we pulled out about, I think, 16. So we'll be able to show which personality would be best for your child in nursing.
Oh, I love that. So who's your main target audience?
Oh, my avatar. That's going to be moms with 3 to 10-year-old who are looking for STEM career activities for their child. We're getting ready to branch out with we have 2 free workbooks, but we're going to get some other workbooks with a full curriculum. That's what coming in 2024. Also, I definitely want to do a subscription model. I've had so many people asking me, oh my gosh, okay, what else is there? What else is there? And now I'm like, okay, this year I got to get it together. And we're going to be seeking some corporate sponsors this year. So we got a lot of things planned.
And with the corporate sponsors, is that so that you can maybe give away more of the dolls, or?
Well, a lot of corporations are looking for activities. They have some funding. They want to get out in the community. And, we could definitely, introduce nursing to more people. We're coming up on a 1 million nursing shortage in 2030. So we need more nurses. And, with COVID, everybody saw what was going on, because we got to have nurses. We're the largest healthcare force. And largest part of the healthcare division. So, I mean, you got to have nurses, and we got to have people who start thinking about nursing young. I taught nursing for 10 years, and a lot of my students were 30, 40, 50, 60.
Okay.
Yeah. So we need some young blood. We need young people starting to think about nursing as a first career, you know. So
Okay.
this is my only career that I've had. Well, actually I went to the National Army Reserves. And
Okay.
I was actually supposed to be in pre-med, but after going to the military, I was like, I want to be on my own as fast as I can. So I'm going to nursing school, and I had my associates in 1994 from community college, J. Sargent Reynolds in Richmond, Virginia, and I have my bachelor's from 1997 from Old Dominion and out of Norfolk. And I took a couple of years off and got married and had my three children. Um, Now they are 22, 20, and 18. My two boys
Okay.
are in Virginia State and pre-med. The oldest one is going for cardiology, and the second one will be going for anesthesiology. And then my
Mhm.
daughter just started nursing school. She's in college also, pre-nursing.
So I guess
So
the
then,
dog was a big influence, huh?
well, we have a lot of health careers on the side. I have my uncle and my cousins. I have two cousins and an uncle who are both doctors. And then my oldest son is named after one of his great uncles who's a doctor. And then my sister-in-law's husband is a doctor also. So we got a lot of medical in our field, you know, in our family. And then my oldest son is also in the National Guard, and he's a medic.
Oh
So
wow.
we have a lot of health people in our family. And I started them very young. Look here, okay, I'm taking care of you. You got to take care of me. And
Yeah.
I was really surprised that some people don't agree with that.
Yeah,
I
I
get
think
on
it's
some.
different for different people. Like I'm very much I am a dreamer. So and because I wasn't allowed to pursue my dreams as a younger person, my parents did point me in my career direction, and I was miserable. Well, I left home going to college where I didn't find my fit. I'm like a creative or artist type person, and they sent me to a
Mhm.
local university. So imagine being the kid who's looking for something creative at which I love A&T, but they are engineering and technology. And so I was very much the mom who decided that I would study my children and see who they were. And so my son is at McAllister studying economics because he is a planner, he's detailed, and my daughter is the creative. She's a writer, so she's at Carnegie Mellon studying to be a director. And we know that's a huge risk, but I said, hey, you only get to live once. Go for it.
Well, you can always do something else, or she could find her niche. You never know, or even be an entrepreneur. And
Yeah,
that'll be in that
yeah,
niche. So.
yeah.
Mhm.
And I am very much a God girl where I believe that all things really do work together. So I don't think you can get off your path unless you stop moving.
Correct. Correct. hmm
So
Yeah. So
tell
in my path, I was going to say with my path, when I finished getting my baccalaureate degree, I'm like, let me live life a little bit, and that's when I met my last ex-husband and had my three children. So then after that, while my children started going to school, I realized I did not want to work on the floor. So I went back and got my master's in 1 year, and I graduated like August the 6th. It took me 1 year, August the 6th, and I got a job teaching on August the 8th. And then I took about 5 years off, and then I went back and got my doctorate when I came back to Virginia. So, because I was at a university and everybody's there being called Doctor So and so, Doctor So and so. I was like, okay, let me get mine too.
I love it. I love it. Tell people about the process of creating a doll because we go into stores and we see dolls all the time, and I'm sure there may be someone watching who had the ambition of maybe having her own doll. I know I have these ideas sometimes. Where do you
Yeah,
start with a
people
doll?
come to me all the time and they want to go, oh my goodness, I want to start my own doll line. And I'm like, okay, well, this is a lie. I start out with, do you want to do a consultation? Because,
Yeah.
you have to go with your what, when, where, and why, because it's a lie. It's a huge undertaking. I was able to do it because I moved back home. I live with my dad. I have a good job, but yeah, I would definitely say I'm supported. You know, my dad had never bought me a vehicle. I always bought my own stuff. But since I've been home, he's bought me 3 vehicles. I live rent free.
Yeah.
I was getting child support until this year. My daughter turned 18. So and I went through a phase. I worked 2 jobs, so I had some income coming in, and I was able to do those things. But yeah, for this doll line, I had to go to the International Toy Fair in New York. Well, let me start at the beginning. When I started with the books, dolls, and DVDs I wanted to do, I realized that I can only do dolls internationally. For a video at that time, it was a lot. It was a big studio. It's not as easy as you can do it now. But so I started with writing the books, and I ended up being a self-published author. And I published both of my books in 1 year in 2014. Well, I think it was 2013.
Okay.
And I published both of my books. And then 2014, I ended up going to the International Toy Fair, and I met someone to help me with my animated DVD. And I met a lady who has her own doll line, and I had to beg her for a year. Finally, she was like, okay, you must be really serious because you've been calling me for a whole year. And I'm like, yes, ma'am, I am. So she connected me with someone internationally to do my doll line. But people don't realize, like, just the face. Now, both of these dolls are the same. If you look at the face, it's just one is brown with brown eyes and one is lighter with blue eyes.
Okay.
That's it. So the mold for the face was, I think, $10,000. That's just the mold. Each extremity, about another $5,000 each. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So, and then, so you have to buy the molds, and they're good for like probably, he said, maybe a couple $100,000. So I have those left. So, and then they also did the mold of the shoes, the Crocs.
Okay.
And then the body is soft. I asked my daughter what does she want, and she said she wanted a soft body. And the doll is actually a combination of her, and she has the dimples, so it's a combination of me and her. So
I love it.
And like I said, yeah, that's so shipping back in those days. I had to get a whole container. A container is a transfer truck back bed, so it was $4,080. And I had to have the container shipped here to America. And that was like $6,000 back in those days. So I'm quite sure it's higher now. So yeah. So, we did the doll. I'm thinking about doing a plushie probably for next year. Add that to it. And those are some different things we want to do.
So that's quite a commitment that you did it. Like, what made you stay focused enough to get it done? Because to be honest with you, a lot of the people and the women that I talk to, they want to start businesses or they have these great ideas, but they talk themselves out of it. They talk a lot about imposter syndrome or the self-doubt. What made you continue and push through?
I think I was in a position to be able to do it. And, I was married, and my ex-husband, he went back to Florida, and I stayed here in Virginia with my children. And, actually it was the best thing that happened because I was able to focus on me and my children. And, I was able to get some things done. And I had already I did the books and I did the DVD, and I was like, okay, I got to add that. And I started, when I went to the International Toy Fair, I started pitching to Walmart, which is probably not my avatar. Because I can't sell these for the Walmart price. At this scale, we can't do that. But it was good. It was a good learning experience going out pitching to Walmart and Target and stuff. But I'm ready to do some other ventures this coming year, and we're ready. We're ready to get out there more because I took a couple of years off. I mean, sometimes being an entrepreneur is hard. It's definitely hard, and it can be stressful. My dogs have been on Amazon also, and they wanted me to get them certified. That means they have to go through a process to make sure to see if they're flammable. It was like I had to send 12 dolls, and they just destroyed the dolls to see how do they work under heat and all this kind of stuff. And it was like one label on the box that they didn't like, and they would not approve of my product line. So I ended up pulling it off the shelf, off of Amazon. And really, I wasn't making any money. I mean, all the advertising I was doing was I was just making my advertising back. So I'm like, okay, I need to go with another venue and to get out and let people know who we are, what we're doing, and some of the benefits. So that's what we're focusing on now.
Yeah. So where do you get the most of your sales? Since you're not doing the Walmart and you're
Right
not
now, website, when I go out to places, and we just launched the quiz, I would say Friday, because we were running a little behind. I did not know it was going to take, this is a huge undertaking for that quiz. We started in August. Okay. August. So that was a lot. And it took, to put the quiz together. I did 2 versions of it. And, I decided, I was like, no, I didn't like that. So I changed it up, tweaked it up. And the one I have now, I really like.
So this quiz that you're talking about, is it the quiz to go along with the curriculum, or a quiz that
the personality quiz to see what kind of personality would go with what nursing career?
Oh, nice. Okay. Now, do you have, because when I listen to you say all of this, it sounds fabulous. Are you in any of the school systems, or do you have any partnerships?
No, not at the moment. I would like, that's why I'm getting the workbook that will be inclusive of the curriculums that they need in a certain school systems. So we're working on that. That's what I'll be doing in 2024.
I love it. I love your vision, and I love that you are like sticking to it. And like you said, entrepreneurship is hard. Like I don't tell anybody that it's not hard, but I find it to be very rewarding. Can you talk to that?
Oh yeah. I mean, I think it's rewarding. I like that I do something that no one else has done. I mean, so it's like you're really unique. And I think there are like about maybe 11 or 15 doll companies in the United States by African Americans, and I'm one of them. And, it's a unique niche. But you have to start teaching people what we need. And you have people who are have their children have dolls now. At first I've gone through a phase where people were saying, oh my gosh, well, they're not going to play with little dolls anymore. I'm like, when is that going to go away? We still, I know some things are computerized, but you're still going to want to play with a doll, a little person, Yeah. And I see that they still play with dolls. So, I mean, I've had people try to talk me out of it, but I'm like, nope, we're still going, we're still trucking.
Yeah.
Yep. Every day.
That's awesome. So now that you have your animations on DVD, I actually met a young lady. Her book, she has an app where you go across the book and the stuff pops up. Have you looked into that, or is that something you'd be interested in?
I have no idea what that is, but I would be interested. Yeah. Connect me with that person so I can see what they're doing.
I sure will. Because with the technology being what it is from the time that you start, I will just be curious about how has that affected kind of where you are, and what more can you do because of that?
There is a little girl. I mean, I don't want to say little girl, but it's a young lady who has, I'm in my 50s, so anybody else younger is, they're young. But she has a doll, a computer doll, and it talks. And I'm like, yeah, people have asked me about adding, some speaking to it. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes. Now, one of my goals is to have a museum, an African American nursing museum. Yeah, that would be something next after I get 2 or 3 years maybe from now. But to start with the plight of the African American nurse from Africa and how we have evolved, to now. So I think that's a great story to tell.
Well, it sounds like you're a visionary, and I just love that.
But I put some things to action.
Which is the big thing, right? Because that is what I talk about a lot too, is a lot of us have dreams. I was listening to this really cool podcast the other day, And the ladies mentioned that the difference between, for women, sometimes we get lost in the what they call the kind of the foo-foo of the dream about it, right? Because everybody's doing vision boards this time of year.
Oh
And
yeah,
so they have dreams and visions, but they don't execute.
correct.
Yeah. So you're absolutely right. And that's what it takes. The vision board, I always tell people the vision board holds no power.
Well, another thing is, like I've taught nursing for 10 years, and I had students who were like, I want to be a nurse, I want to be a nurse. But all of them were smart enough to be a nurse, but you have to look at their life. I'm like,
Mm.
are you putting yourself in a position so you can go to the next level? And I mean, I live at home with my father. I've received a lot of hate. Like, why are you living at home? And I'm like, I'm busy pursuing my dreams. I'm not just laying around for no reason. I'm out here pursuing my dreams. I came back home and I started on my doctorate within a year and I finished that,
Mm.
and I wrote these books, the DVD, this all of my businesses I've started since I've been home. So, I mean, I have people who are haters who are like, oh, I would never move back home with my dad. Oh my gosh. And yes, I have a curfew. I gotta be home before 2 in the morning. If I'm not home, he gets upset. And I gotta let somebody know where I'm at, because my kids are old enough to drive now. So I got a little bit of more freedom, but still.
Yeah.
So I put myself in a position where I can do all of these other things.
That's
Okay.
right. That's
So
right.
it's a lot of, and then some people are like, I know I went to an event and this lady was like, okay, I want to be a writer. So I'm going to quit my job. And I'm like, why? Hold up. Hold up. Why are you quitting your job?
Yeah.
I had a job. I just quit my job in April, and I was making about 90,000 a year. But I have a home health agency that makes more than that, so I was
Yeah.
able to step away from
Yeah.
that. So I also built that business where I'm had more freedom. And now, like when I want to go out of town, I want to go on trips or something. I don't have to ask anybody else. I just get up and go. Because and my
Mhm.
children are grown now, so
Yeah.
so put yourself in a position that you can be successful.
That's right.
And it's hard. I mean, some days I'll be like, oh my gosh, I've been living with my dad for 14 years. June will be 14 years. Oh my gosh. And now, but he has Alzheimer's now. So now I can't even go anywhere. I gotta be home. He's still functional. He can drive, and as long as it's daytime, he can go where he needs to go in the daytime and come back. But it's a lot. So
Yeah.
we'll see how things go.
But I like what you're saying, because we do have to understand that it's not all like butterflies and roses, as they say,
Oh
and that
no.
you're willing to make the sacrifice. Because for years, like my husband was just a steady income, right? As my bid, I would let people know, because people say, well, Keisha, you don't work. I'm like, yeah, but Andre is the financial backer. Is He's my financial backer.
Mhm.
We live the way we did. We live with less. We live smaller. We lived out of the country for 10 years. 7 years in China, where included in his contract was the rent to where we lived. So the sacrifices have to be made. People, particularly today's time with social media, people glamorize what it takes to be an entrepreneur. But I do think there's value in living a life where you get to see some of your dreams come true, right?
Correct.
With the Les Brown has that saying that um, the graveyard is holding a lot of books and dreams of people, and so
That
that is
dash.
why. Yeah, yeah. And that's why I do this, because I promise you, I meet so many women who have books inside of them or ideas that they won't pursue or they won't monetize. And absolutely, maybe you can't leave your job full time, but you can certainly still bring that thing to life.
Correct, correct. Because I all of these things were brought to life. I had a full-time job and I had
Mhm.
3 children. Now I will say I did have a live-in nanny until my oldest was about 13. So so I had a live-in for 10 years. That was helpful. But
Yeah.
but I've had my children and I had them in the summer. I had to take care of them by myself. Oh my gosh, this is falling down again. So it's a lot of work, but that's what you need to do, you know, make some adjustments.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what would
So,
you so I'm real big on like what is the book that you're reading or the book that you would recommend or that book that changed your life that really shift things for you?
when I first finished nursing school, and I was like, I really don't want to do this the rest of my life. I mean, this floor nursing is hard. I was doing, I've done insurance, I've done mutual funds. I used to have those licenses. I have done, oh my God, multi-level marketing. I've done so many things. But the first thing that started was the book Rich Dad Poor Dad I read.
Mm,
And that kind of like, okay, I got to be an entrepreneur. One day I'm going to be doing something big. So that's one of the ones that started with me.
yeah, that one seems to be a popular one. Whenever when I ask that question, that book comes up. Sadly, I never read the book. I had it. I did suggest it to my son. I read the book that shifted everything for me was Think and Grow Rich.
Okay. Yeah.
So that was the one for me. But my son read both of those, and he immediately, like when he read Rich Dad Poor Dad, he was like, "I want to retire when I'm 40, and I want to make $1 million." I was like, "Well, now you know. So get to working."
Now I'm thinking, Christmas, what can I get my kids? I
Yeah,
think that's what I might get them, a book
that book.
about. Yeah, because my kids, I'm the only regret I have is that I'm so busy doing other things. Like I gotta sometimes I forget to do stuff that they need to do. And I think they know what I know and they don't. So,
Yeah,
because my kids now, I have my second son, he got so many scholarships. This is his first year working. He's been living off scholarships for the last 2 years. And but when he gets his little refund check, he just eats it up. He orders, what is it, Grubhub, and they're delivering food. I'm like, cook
that's
your
my
food,
daughter.
save your money. And
That's my
they're
daughter.
not understanding it at all. So I'm like, okay, I gotta take some time and teach them. Hmm.
Yeah. I love that you're going to do that. I was actually thinking today, it's like, because Bryson graduates in May. And I was like, I think I want to send him to a conference, to one of those like entrepreneurship just so he can, at 21, experience it, right?
Hmm.
To, to introduce him to the concept and the thought process of what does it really mean to go on that journey. He doesn't have to, but I definitely thought that'd probably be a great graduation gift.
Yes. Hmm.
Well, is there anything else you want to leave my audience with as far as like starting a business or just doing what you love? Talk about that a little bit.
I think that you need to just find what your niche is and what is your calling. I mean, what I do with my doll line, I mean, this all started in my dreams. So I mean, it's not, I know it's not something that the average person is going to say, you know what, I think I'll start a book doll DVD series for kids. It's like, so you have to also know that maybe you've been called to do this, and those things happen. Now, when I used to go out to the VA hospital and I would run into nurses and I had my dolls, they were like, "What do you have for the nurses?" So now I have a jewelry line. And I know y'all, it's hard to see this. I'm like, my
We'll make
lighting
sure we
here.
link your website.
You said what?
We'll make sure we link your website.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
TheNurseDolls.com. And we
Yes.
have we have RN, LPN, CNA jewelry. We have bracelets. This is RN. This is our CNA. And then we have some dangle bracelets. We have pearl necklaces. We can put, and this is snap jewelry. So if you want RN or LPN or CNA on your jewelry, we have, this is blue for LPN, and this is red for super nurse. I know you can't see it. Oh my God.
We can see it.
But we got all that. And then a few years ago, before I left the college from teaching, I wrote a book, You Can Become a Professional Nurse, book and workbook. And
Oh,
that's on
wow.
my website also. This book has 200 and probably 10 pages, and I had about 10 to 14 nurses contribute. And it's a class, and I teach the class. It goes through the books. And the book has 30 chapters. It starts with thinking about nursing to the millionaire nurse. And people
Mm.
don't even know millionaire nurses are millionaires. Why can't we be? We should be. We
That's
shouldn't
right.
have to be on the floor, but some people are afraid to be entrepreneurs. And I mean, I talk to people all the time and I'm like, okay, I have a home health agency. I quit my job. I'm very successful, very happy. Um, and they're like, I want to do it. I want to do it. But that's all I get,
Yeah. Yeah.
you
So
know.
guys, there
So,
you have it. You know, if you want to do it, you just have to do it. We're never promising, we're never saying that the fear doesn't come. We all have it, right? It's a part of it. But
correct.
it's making sure that you manage the fear instead of the fear managing you.
Exactly. And just start small. You know, you
Yeah.
don't have to start big. I started with the books first. And I went on the circuit. I called it the Chitlin circuit. You know, I would go to book fairs and you know, I'm just signing books. I'm on book fairs all over the country, you know. And
Yeah.
that's where I started and I added the DVD and then I added the dolls and now we added the workbook and then I added these books to teach them about nursing for adults. And now we got the workbook. So we're just expanding. And then we added the jewelry and, you know,
Yeah. Well, I want to say
mm,
thank you so much for taking time to come on.
thank you for
And
having me.
absolutely. And so, guys, listen, we want to see you live your dreams too. So, do us a favor, make sure that you like and share this video. If you have any questions for me or for Dr. Brown, please feel free to reach out. You'll see our links around the video. But the most important thing is whatever goals or dreams or visions that God has placed inside of you, we want to see you manifest that and hopefully have the most amazing 2024. Thanks so much for watching.